What's up, guys? I'm Chris.
I'm Aaron. We're full-time RVers.
And in this episode, we're going to share with you our dirty little secret. For the past 2 years, we've been closet hoarders, but today we're coming clean.
One of the main reasons we chose this coach was because of all the storage space it has. It's called a dual wardrobe Airstream Interstate. And as you can see, this closet has a ton of space. We call this the pantry. And this one had built-ins already in it, where there's a couple drawers down here that work great for organization. We threw in some tubs that we had from our apartment and kind of pieced everything in together. It still needs a little TLC, but it's looking better than the one in the back.
A quick background on the history of this coach. We purchased it in Florida in December of 2018 while we were still working our corporate careers in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We flew down, spent one weekend driving it back up, and while we were still working at our corporate jobs, we were trying to do some projects, but all we got done was solar up on the roof. That was the most important thing for us. And then as soon as our jobs were quit, we took off without really doing any organizing at all. It was January, it was freezing cold, and it really isn't an ideal situation to be going through your van and setting it up properly. So we basically just shoved everything onto the van, drove straight to Texas, and dealt with it there. It's become really just a giant junk drawer for us, where anytime we collect something or get something new or don't know where to put something, we just shove it in here, because this is the only spot in the entire van that we're able to do that. So it's gotten abused. Up top, I have a lot of my kitchen equipment, a lot of frying pans, some saucepans, and random kitchen stuff. Then we have our clothes. This holds a ton of hanging clothes, and we brought way too many on. So we're gonna be skimming the clothes down for sure. There is a light in here. We keep paper towels up here, and then moving down, this is where the problem is right in here. This is where stuff just gets stacked.
Yeah, so, wait till we pull that clothes out and you'll see what's in there. We don't even know what's in there.
I know, I can tell you right now, Aaron's gonna yell at me for some condiments I have hiding in here. This is a shoe tote, which this is where we put all of our shoes. And it's a really, really big pain in the butt. Every single time we need to get a different pair of footwear out, like we have to pull all this out, go through everything. You know, we talk a lot about pulling 15 things out to get to one item, and this is the epitome of that. It's horrendous.
And on the very, very bottom, we keep our bubbly water.
The bubbly water. So it's really nice down here because we can fit 4 12 packs. So we can fit a good amount in here, but again, every time we stock up on water, we have to pull everything out, put the water in the bottom, and restack the crap together. And it's just, we've had enough. It's time to gut it, it's time to shelve it, and it's time to make it functional.
Let's pull that clothes out and see what we're dealing with.
I'm nervous. These are my clothes that I'm going after first. And I just need to like cut these in half. And we'll get Aaron's clothes out. This is already exciting. And we've been waiting for this day for a long time. Aaron basically just stopped going in the closet altogether. It bothers him so badly.
Oh, it's painful. Especially the last maybe 6 months. It's gotten really bad. I think
it's really bad.
Since you threw the thermal cooker in there. Let's take a look at really how much clothes this is. That's like 100 pieces of clothes.
It's excessive, yeah.
Wow.
I know that there's items in there that I haven't worn even once.
All right, let's take a look and see what we got going on in here. This is what we're talking about. This is where the hoarder comes in. This looks like an episode on the Discovery Channel. So in the back there, these are all rolls of toilet paper, which we kind of keep in the back. And that was one of the first things we started doing, because you can see how deep this closet is. It's, a good, 2.5 feet deep. And there's just so much stuff in here. So we're just going to pull this out and try to get an idea of what we can do to get shelving in here. All right, so you can see how huge this closet is once we have everything out. And I think a little bit of organization is going to go a long way.
I'm really excited for this.
Yeah, this is long overdue.
Our dream would be to go to the Container Store and do like a really nice alpha unit shelf that's like custom, but we don't really want to spend like $800 on this thing. So we're going to go a little bit more of a practical route, and we're just going to hit up, there's a Menards nearby. So we're going to go to Menards, and if that fails, there's a Lowe's as a backup, and see what we can put together.
Yeah, and so we do a ton of bulk shopping. That's why we have like bulk grains, and you know, we bought a 3-pack of disinfectant wipes that, you know, instead of just buying the one, we had to get the 3 jumbos. And so now we've had those since March. Thank you, pandemic. And now we still have 2 left.
We started with 5.
Oh, there was 5?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. We really went overboard.
Yeah.
But we just keep stuff that we don't necessarily need, like, you know, these cups somebody gave us, and we're like, oh, those are great little cups. We're going to use those one day.
When we drink cocktails, which we never make.
Yes, but Chris is known as the condiment queen, and she hoards condiments all over the van.
I do.
Which she also buys in bulk or when she finds them on sale.
Well,
The kind she likes.
yeah. I can't argue with that.
And I wanted to talk about our pots and pans up there. So we don't have a drawer that fits our pots and pans. So that was really the only space, and it's way up high. And on a top heavy, 9.5-foot Sprinter van, it's not the best way. We didn't get that little bar until a few months ago, and that's kind of worked out pretty well.
Yeah, we use this to like safeguard it when we drive, but once in a while we'll open the door after traveling and a heavy clunker will fall, and you got to just get your toes out of the way, otherwise you'll lose a toe bone. So we're gonna try, we're not pulling this out now. We're just gonna wait, and once we get our new shelves in, we're just gonna transfer it to a hopefully lower and more secure area, and then we'll find things that better fit this top area.
What's some of your dream items that you're hoping we're going to have room for?
Ooh, good question. So we're hoping that this organizing creates extra space that we can then fill with more stuff. But I really want to put in here, I would love to get an air fryer. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I really miss having roasted veg from an oven. And so I think the air fryer would be a really good alternative to that. Blender. Oh yeah, we have a Ninja blender. We took that out of storage. That was stored with all the rest of our house stuff. So I took that out of storage. That's ready to go in, but we didn't have anywhere to put it in here. So that's for sure coming.
We would have just thrown it on top of the tote.
Yeah, it would have gone right next to the thermal cooker. Okay, so we're gonna put all these items in a drivable position, and then we're gonna go to the store. We're gonna take you with us, and we're gonna show you what we find.
First stop, Menards. This is a Midwest kind of hardware store, like a Home Depot. I don't know if everybody knows about Menards or not, but we usually used to go to Home Depot or Lowe's. Man, it seemed like we did all the time on the weekends when we had a house.
Every single weekend.
Yeah, so a bit of a flashback here, but kind of a good excitement because we're going to be fixing a problem that we really want to get fixed. We're having a new thought of maybe combining the 2 closets and figuring out a way to get our clothes into the pantry closet, and then doing full shelving systems all the way up.
Optimal shelving system. Flexible modular shelving system. I'm not quite sure how these work.
How much are those? $16.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an option.
Oh no, this one's different than those.
This is what I was kind of picturing. What did you do?
Oh, did you hear that?
shelves.
Are you laughing at my stack boobin?
What did you call that?
Stack boobin. The stack boobin we're finding some varieties of, and see, these are the stuff that's over there, and then if we wanted a drawer, we could stack boobin into a pull-out drawer.
What are we at, IKEA?
I feel like, you know, I've never been to IKEA.
So we're feeling a little overwhelmed 15 minutes into this. There's a lot of choices, a lot of decisions, a lot of options. So we might go check out Lowe's and see if there's a second opinion, but we're getting some good thoughts and some good ideas.
Yeah, our creative juices have been stimulated.
Yes, so we're gonna spend a couple more minutes here and then we're gonna head across the street to Lowe's and see what they have. All right, here we are, second stop, Lowe's.
Are you feeling lucky?
And just like that, 6 hours later, 2 trips to Menards, 1 to Lowe's, 1 to Costco, and we had lunch in there. And that's why we don't miss our house.
Yeah, it's exhausting. It was an exhausting day. It didn't really do much, but...
This is how we used to spend our Saturdays. We'd go to Home Depot and shop around for 4 hours and pick up one thing and go back home and work.
Yeah. So now, I feel really good about the shelves that we found. After seeing some crappy versions of that shelving system, it was nice to feel like the one we picked out was a little bit nicer.
Mm-hmm. Heavy duty.
It's heavy duty, so we have the right. We have a shelf system in theory. Now tomorrow, Aaron can work his magic and have the whole day.
All right, here we are the next day, and let's see what we got for supplies. All of this was under 60 bucks, and let's start with the shelves. So we went with a Rubbermaid wire shelf, and at first we were thinking about wood, but as soon as we picked up the wood shelves, we're like, nah, that's gonna be too much weight for sure. So this stuff has nice tight tines, double reinforced here. We're gonna mount it upside down. I think it's designed to go like this, but we want the shelf, since it's going in an RV, so it's gonna have this nice big 2-inch front lip, plus a couple ribs here to hopefully kind of hold things in place. So we went with 2 4-foot by 16-inch deep shelves, and then we got a big 20-inch deep shelf too for the bottom. And then to mount these guys, we went with just a small little shelf bracket like this. Each one of these little brackets holds 30 pounds, so there's going to be 4 on each shelf. So 120 pound weight is way over what we're going to put on the shelves. Held on by 3 screws, and these are designed for wood shelves too. So what we would do then, I'm guessing, is I'm going to zip tie these to the shelf just to add some stability, and I think that's going to work. And then since it's going into 1/2-inch plywood, I had to get tiny little 1/2-inch wood screws, and you know, of course I would want something bigger and beefier, but this is all I had, so I'm going to put 3 in there, and there might be a few spots where I can put some larger screws in. But I think this is gonna do it. So we're gonna go ahead and get the install going.
We are on day 4 of our shelving project, and this is the exciting part. So now that we have all of our stuff in there and like identified where everything's going, we just got a bunch of containers. So now it can actually look pretty in there, because if you don't have containers, it just still looks like shoved in mess. So we bought a bunch of different containers on Amazon to test out what fits in here perfectly, and we found some winners. And what's really nice is that these fit in there perfectly. We found some that fit the 24-inch standard shelf width just right. So I'm now getting super overstimulated, excited, because I get to take all of our bulk and transfer them into containers. So take a look at this. These are all airtight, and really this is great for mouse proofing, which on our way home boondocking we had some mice experience, and we knew that we couldn't continue to store food the way that we were. So not only is this organizing going to make us feel better and more put together and look better and be just a lot easier, but it's also mice proofing our food. So as we continue to boondock in the wilderness, we don't have to worry about if a mice gets in, is it going to damage our inventory. Oh, does anybody else like organizing as much as I do? It's one of those things that you put it off because it takes so much time. There is some brain damage involved. You have a storm before it gets better, but then it's so relieving and so worth it. Okay. Ready? For the past 2 years, we've been closet hoarders, and today we're gonna gut it out and deal with our dirty little closet.